So I was, believe it or not, compelled to do this reading. I was just sitting, watching The Lion King. We watched The Exorcist. Then I watched The Lion King. It's my day off. And then I was kind of like interrupted with this reading. And so I came in my room. I was getting like really uncomfortable. So I came into my room and I was like, well, I don't just want to force myself to do a reading, right? Like just because I'm feeling something. But it wasn't going away. And then I was like, well, do I really want to do a reading? Is that what I really want to do? And I looked up at this tarot box that's sitting in my windowsill. And I was like, okay, well, if this is what I want to do, then I will do it. So I don't really know what's happening because usually I don't do this. Usually I, for one, don't go live twice in one day. And I usually, if I've already done videos, don't go live again because I usually don't have enough energy. But I am, like I said, I was shot up from like pain in my body to do this because I just couldn't sit anymore. It was really uncomfortable. And I don't fucking know what else to say other than that. There's somebody in the chat. What's going on? I kind of feel like this is a kind of weird reading. Like, I don't want to say it's going to be scary or anything, but it's giving me that kind of creepy vibe. And look, no wonder. There's death right there sitting on the bottom of the deck. Oh my God, loving it. Where have you been? How's it going, girl? I got shot off my hour of watching The Lion King to do this reading. I don't know what the hell is happening, but something's happening. Loving it, okay? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here with me. Oh, you're working? Good, good, good. I love when people watch me live and they're working. I just admire that so much. Oh, the squirrel's here. Someone's picking at my fucking ceiling, as per usual. As soon as I get in to do a reading, the squirrels come in. So, yeah. Oh, somebody else is in the house. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. It's still wicked early, so I don't know what the hell this is about, but... Did death stayed on the bottom the entire time? Something ain't right. And then we got strength in reverse with judgment. With the lovers. Shut up. That 4 majors in a row? That is... Okay. Okay. As above, so below. Northeast, southwest. If this isn't a guided message, I don't know what the fuck is. Ooh, I gotta see something. Ooh, and something. So, like I said, I was watching The Lion King, and something broke. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but something broke, and I've been waiting weeks, and I didn't even think it was going to happen, and it did, and I was like, oh my God. I immediately... I think that's when I started getting antsy. As soon as this thing fucking broke. And then I thought something else was going to break, but it didn't. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. I think it's gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh my God. Okay, so right on the money. Something has broken. Something has broken. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm for sure know what this is talking about. So what's this death? Alert, look at this. I was alerted to get off the couch and do this. Like, for reals. This kind of took my breath away. Like, I wasn't expecting something to happen at like this exact time. The hyena showed up and oh my gosh, look at disease and cold. So, diseases, they tend to grow in very warm places. Like, I'm getting like almost like bacteria or something. And now it's been chilled. It's been cold. So it's been killed. Right. And especially when you die, you go to the cold place. Your body turns cold. You stop living, basically. Okay. Oh, what's going on? Peace and love from London. Thanks. Yo, Two-Tone. Two-Tone in the house. Jess in the house. Jess in the house. Man, mad love. I was told to do this message, okay? I was nicely minding my own goddamn business with my life, and this message came through. So, as you can see, some type of disease infection has been chilled. Something to do with this cold, and like this cold front just came in, and it got heated up like instantly. And oh man, I knew this woman who, hi Irene, we're back doing a message. What else is new? This lady that I know, she, something fucking happened with her winter tires. So she just put on her summer tires. And then all of this snow happened and she ended up backwards on the freeway and she almost shit herself. She said she almost died because of fucking this stupid weather that really should not have come in the way that it did. And it just did. And it kind of like, it just threw the whole weather system around. And it really like was kind of dangerous because we've had this really warm weather for so long that it's going to ruin people's winter tires if they don't take them off. Right? What am I holding in my hand? Hangman with idiot and werewolf. So something changed. You know what I'm getting? Something changed back. Okay, so back to the majors. If we've got judgment here, the trumpets are going, that the strength has been taken away from something. Okay, hey, everybody's here. Who'd have thought Saturday night would be so bumping? Renee's in the house. So I think something lost its strength, and it was something attached to you. Whether it was in you or a part of you, right? It was something almost giving you like a multiple personality kind of thing. You could have like a polarity in you or something like that, where you kind of become two different people sometimes. That is now breaking. Okay, that's why we've got this hangman with idiot in reverse and werewolf in reverse, because I don't think that somebody is aware that though they may change you with some type of disease, you can change back. It's not like the movies where actually that would be Daylight Breakers, or what's that one with like Ethan Hawke and they're the vampires and they find a way to change back to human. Yeah, it's like Daylight Breakers or something like. Why can't I? That doesn't sound right. I forget. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right to me. But anyways, somebody just didn't realize that they could get changed back. So whatever this has been inside of you, right? Something's been growing inside of me. Inside of me. Did you just fucking hear what I said? And no doubt, I mean, if it's happening to me, it will happen to other people. That's why I'm just bringing it up now, because it's time for me to address it, apparently, which means other people are going to be breaking away from something that was put inside of you like a disease. Okay, and that would be to start fucking with your mind, because it gets into your blood, it gets into your head, it starts messing with things, right? It starts messing with your frequency. And this is death energy, Scorpio energy. I don't know if this person is a Scorpio, if they're a Libra, or if they're a Gemini. But somebody is transitioning, like something is being deathed out. And I think that's why I got the alert to get up. It was like an alert dog almost, kind of like saying to me to get away, to get up and to get at him and to do something. And I'm like, I never do these readings at this time of day. It's not something that I do unless I just get off work or something and I've got all this energy and I really want to get it out, because I haven't done any readings today. But this is like the fucking fourth or the fifth message just today. So I really didn't think that something else was going to come through like this. That so much energy came in with that storm. Thief, poison, loser with go, go, go. Like somebody got the go ahead to steal from you. Wait, maybe this is what that disease has been doing. It's been slowly like eating away at somebody and poisoning them, poisoning their system, poisoning their blood so that people don't come around you, making you toxic, right? And the horn has been like blown on that now, on this person that has been forcing you to lose so much so quickly. There you have it. The sword of motherfucking truth right on the bottom. I can't make this shit up if I tried, people. Not that I would ever try to make something like this up, but I'm just saying. I definitely am not trying to make this up now. Ooh, sex. We got the, your sex is on fire here. This could be somebody that you had sexual relations with. All right. They could have done some type of sex spell on you or something like that. And that's how they got in you. Oh. Ugh. Look at 911 emergency. I think they were really hoping that you would die from this. Do you know, like, men are often the barriers and show absolutely no signs of sexually transmitted diseases whatsoever. And they just go around spreading them to everybody. They could die before they even fucking figure it out, right? Oh, who is that other, that Kristen Stewart? She almost died of, like, Lyme disease because it's so hard to point out. Like, what do you get that from, like, ticks? Yeah, is it ticks or something like that? You get Lyme disease from? Like, so somebody, that's really weird. For somebody that you've had sexual relations with, to put you in such an emergency frame of mind, like, it's almost like, I don't know, maybe they were hoping, I don't know if you've got like any deadly food allergies or something like that. Is this some type of connection with you? And maybe they were really hoping that they were going to be able to kill you off or something like that, or like poison you. Now I'm getting that movie, The Sixth Sense. You know, that girl, she gets poisoned by her mom, and her mom's like, she puts the hidden cameras in there, and she's like, stop telling me that my food tastes funny, and it really hurts my feelings. And she's putting rat poison into her daughter's meal. The fuck? Somebody could be like poisoning you. And the thing is that it might not be coming out physically like in your meals or something like that, but they were poisoning your veins somehow. They were either infiltrating you with something, filling your head up with something, or they actually physically did make you sick. And you really thought that there was no way around this. Like, there was no return. Like, you weren't just going to be able to come out of it and everything was going to be okay again. Like, this kind of fucked somebody up. Okay. And that's why you're getting out of it now. It's someone's judgment. I almost see maybe this person that did something to you, that has been choosing to harm you for so long, they could be transitioning and not the way that they think. You know what I mean? Ooh, panic, anxiety, worry. I get that. Obsessing over something. Whoa. Being guided towards an exit. It's like somebody gets, it's like a portal opens and somebody gets sucked through. Like, I think a bad person is going to get sucked through. It's a twist of events that involves some type of magic. Oh my God, and look, a corpse. With gaslight. Are you here? And that's what they could be saying to this person soon is, this person is no longer with us. There's the stop and witch in reverse. And there's a reason why I say in reverse because there's actually a meaning for it in reverse, and it's monster. Okay, literally, if it's in reverse, this person is a fucking monster. They choose to use magic in such a dark way. And that's not what magic is intended for. It's not to hurt people, it's to create, to elevate, to get your passions ignited, to help, to nurture, to do so much more than what people find as a source of revenue to go and hurt somebody else. Right? We have liar here. And I almost kind of think like this person is almost like pathological. It's like what they believe that they're doing, they believe they're doing it for good, right? They believe that they're doing it for good. They don't believe that what they're doing is in vain. They feel like they can make people sick and they can almost like take karma into their own hands. They're allowed to do whatever they want. And if they wish you dead, they wish you dead. So shall it be. And you're like, okay, well, I mean, yes and no. Like, it just depends what you're cursing somebody for. If they haven't done anything, then I would imagine cursing somebody is not going to be a good thing. But if this person has done something and you choose to curse them, then it's almost like they deserve it if something actually happens to them. Because not everything that you say and not everything you mumble is actually going to, like, do something to somebody, right? It takes the right wind and the right energy and the right time and space, and it takes the right, such a large amount of the right to get something out to you that can actually physically fucking hurt you like that. So I don't know, this person just keeps constantly saying it or something like that. It just keeps it going. And like, if that's the case, if they keep it going all the time, then I would be surprised if like you have like pimples all the time, or like cysts all the time, or something coming out of your body, like you get infections all the time, or something is just not right in somebody. And actually, we just watched The Exorcist for the 100th time, but I could be getting that message like, you know, she thinks that there's something physically wrong with her daughter, and she keeps pumping her full of all these unnecessary pills when the right thing is not being done. So I don't know if like you have been like going to the doctors and getting things looked at, thinking that there's a scientific reason or a doctorate reason as to why things are hurting you the way that they are, and it's not. It has nothing to do with health. It has something to do with this other thing, right? Thanks for the hearts. Woo, woo. I feel so special, right? Like, I don't know what this is about other than somebody really trying to make somebody sick, like infected sick. Like, this is like back in the day. Like, do they not understand that there's antibiotics? And that there's rubbing alcohol and polysporin, and like, how dumb is this person? Like, what did they really think they were going to be able to do? Unless, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly you just started taking your health a little bit more seriously in this last little while. And that could be because you don't want to add to your bad health as it is. There's the scales of justice. So something has evened out. That's obviously why I got interrupted to do this. Like, something is evening out, and it's mimosa time. So you know what that means. You're being rewarded. I don't drink, but when I do, it's mimosa juice. Because it helps me in ways you wouldn't believe. I think I was starting to get a cold. I drank a mimosa. Felt like $1,000,000 the next day. All that OJ, little bit of alcohol, you know, almost like having a hottie toddy, I guess it must have been like. My body responded to it marvelously. Okay. And then we've got something's been shattered. And I felt that. I told you something broke. And it's what made me get up, because I've been waiting for this particular thing to break for a couple of weeks now, and it wouldn't break. It just kept coming back and coming back and coming worse. And now look at the cup. Right? It's almost like somebody didn't want to do the dirty work of breaking it. And it's like, well, you know what? If it's a curse and it's something that's really bad and it needs to be broken, and somebody just doesn't want to do it because they don't want to see the energy change for you, trust me. It takes a while, but you can do it. And sometimes it brings a whole fucking storm in with it and a whole force field with it to come in and break stagnant energy that people refuse to move, because people expect energy to come in for them and just be their evidence source. And they can just live off of it and breathe off of it and siphon off of it. And they don't have to give anything to anybody else. It's just for them. And it's so ignorant, because energy is not to be used like that. Energy needs to be constantly flowing. If you take it for yourself, you best believe you should be giving it out. Like, you don't just get to take it all for yourself and fucking give nothing back in return. Like, that's not the way that energy works. It never has, and it never will. But people who take, those entitled people who take and think that they never have to give back, eventually their time comes and then they just get killed, because they owe the universe and that energy so much in return that the only way they can pay their debt, their karmic debt, is to take their life itself and everything they own, like bankruptcy. I mean, when you think about it, bankruptcy comes from something. Somebody made it up, right? Where do you think they got that channel from? Probably from karmic law that rips things away from people when they don't deserve to have it anymore. Or if they're using people to get something and they're not supposed to be. Right? Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen the way that we want it, and it doesn't always like go the way that we want it to. But as long as you're doing what's right, it seems the cards play out for you, you know? Something got shattered, so then something could balance out. And that's what happens too, is like people take advantage of energy, and they take things that aren't theirs, and they take spouses that aren't theirs. And when you come back and you claim what's yours, people got to back up, and they've either got to give back what they've stolen or fight to keep it. And most people won't fight to keep things that they've stolen. They've stolen it because it was the easy way to do it. If they wanted to fight for something, then they would. They would have made it themselves. This person didn't make anything themselves. They just came and took it from you, right? Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Heather. Oh, I know. Water is like the worst thing you could possibly fucking drink. Like, that's what they say. Like, they're like, oh yeah, you think drinking beer is the wrong thing to do? Try your water. And I'm like, what the fuck is in the water, man? How can you, like, so people have resorted to drinking bottles and cans only, and then you're like, well, what the fuck is in the bottles and cans? Bottles and cans, I just clap your hands. Like, honestly, what the fuck can you trust? Is it bottled because it's cleaner? Is it bottled because they want you to think that your drinking water is nasty, so you'll spend all this money on other water? Like, I just try not to think about it. I just drink it. I just put iced tea mix in it. I don't know what else to fucking drink other than coffee, tea, and iced tea. I can't drink pop because it hurts my stomach. So, like, what the fuck else am I supposed to drink? I'm like running out of drink options. Water is gross. I hate just plain water. I used to drink it all the time, and now I can't. I think because I know that it's dirty. This dirty water. Actually, I like soda water sometimes if I put some limes in it. Or actually, you know what I like? Non-alcoholic mojitos. That lime in there, that simple syrup in there, put some soda in there. It's like the most freshest, put all those limes in there. Like, it's like the freshest drink in the world on a hot summer day. Oh, actually, I was making for a while. I was mixing mint, fresh mint, with lime juice, fresh lime juice, sugar, and milk. Oh my God. It is probably the best fucking thing you'll ever drink in your life. Like, these Greek people made me this drink when I was doing Uber Eats, and it was like 500 degrees out. And he's like, can you drink milk? And I'm like, yeah. And he like filled this thing up with lime juice and then added milk. And I was like, what is this going to be? Like, it looked so weird. And it was so good. And I managed to make it myself. It had little pieces of mint in it, but I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind floaties. I'm okay with floaties. If you like floaties, make that drink. It is so fucking good. It is like so refreshing. You just wouldn't believe how it tastes. It tastes so good. Hello. Serpent Thieves. What are you talking about, Renee? Yeah, we've kind of finished the reading, to be honest. It was a pretty good reading. It got me off the couch. Oh, my sister's watching. What is that, Mr.? No, it's not Mr. Dress Up. Mrs. Housefire or Doubtfire. Mrs. Housefire. Mrs. Doubtfire, I can hear it. I came from the crop, came from the top. They got me a Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my gosh. I haven't watched that movie in so long. Oh, Robin. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. At least I'm not listening to The Lion King anymore. She's got that thing fucking cranked in there like it's like a movie theater. All right, well, I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely worth getting up and coming out and doing. I really don't know why Spirit does things to me like this. I'm like I don't work hard enough, but apparently I don't. And like when I got something to say, ooh, it's not even me that has something to say, it's them. They have something to say. Like the cycle has closed up. The time is up. And I'm like, I'm not really tired, to be honest. I just don't know why my body is hurting so much. You know why? It's because I need to have a bath. And I don't have a fucking tub. And I'm so about to spend $200 just to go to a hotel for the night and have a hot tub. Like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I can't live without a tub. Actually, oh yeah, I was going to buy this inflatable tub off Amazon. It actually looks like decent. It looks like it could work. No, you got to book a personal reading there. Nobody gets cards drawn for them during lives unless they add to the super chat or they book a personal reading, love. Nothing comes for free other than what I'm already doing. You can tell people are new because they automatically are like, what do you see for me? It's like, you think this is just about you? You think I just came on here just to like do readings for people who came on? Oh, if only the world was so lovely like that. People just got personal readings like that, just pulled out me ass. These cards have been staring at me, okay? And they're like, hey, hey, hey. And I'm kind of ignoring them. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I will pull my, what are they called? Island Time Wellness Oracle. Let's see, one last message. Something else is clearly wanting to come in right now. Okay. While I was trying to pick this card up, I saw abortion. Okay, I know that's a very triggering word to some people, but I'm just saying, I don't know if you had one in the past, but maybe something happened with somebody, okay, and they don't really want to talk to you. Okay, maybe they feel used. Maybe this is you. Maybe you feel used, you feel abused, you feel like they took advantage of you, and then you had to go and deal with everything all by yourself. But it seems like somebody could be addicted to having one night stands. And it's a possibility that they've now crossed your path. And if you are one of my subscribers, most likely don't really want a one night stand. Okay. And I don't know why this person did this to you, or why this person feels like they can use you like this. Maybe you give off somewhat of like a codependent kind of side to you, and they know what to say to pull at you to get you to come back. Yeah, heart with a key and sunglasses. This person hides themselves from you. They hide their feelings from you. They hide everything from you, right? Because they know that they have this key to your heart. They can do whatever the fuck they want to you. Okay? Maybe this is maybe I'm reading for a guy, and this girl went and had an abortion and you didn't know about it. Like, oh, now I'm getting Sons of Anarchy, and Tara has that abortion in the first season before she even gets to Charming. She has an abortion with her ex-boyfriend who's become stalking her, right? And he goes and he finds her, and he starts watching her and starts stalking her. And this this could be kind of along that lines where it's like, I don't know if maybe something happened with somebody and you couldn't fulfill something that they wanted you to do. So you kind of went out of it, and they were expecting you to make a life with them, maybe. Like, I do know two women. Well, I've heard it a few times, but I know two women just myself who have gone to have sex with somebody for the first time and gotten pregnant and had the baby, and they didn't even know the guy. And, a lot of women do that. They will choose to have a baby, regardless if they know the person or not. And then there's that other group of people who will choose not to have the baby because they feel whatever way they do about it, they don't want it. And then the male gets obsessed because now he feels like he doesn't get a say in something that you feel is only controlled by you, which technically it's in your fucking body. You get to decide what is done and what's not to be done. But some guys, they take that shit they take that shit personal, right? Like, you're trying to personally hurt them and you won't give them a chance by having a kid. And you're like, what? Why does a kid have anything to do with this? Like, I thought it was a relationship here. What does a kid have to do with it? If anything, if you don't know each other and you get knocked up, that's almost going to be worse, because then it's going to feel like you're going to have to stay together and that you can never part from each other. And then what? Like, I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm just saying I could see how somebody can go back and forth with this. So I feel like maybe somebody did something and the other person didn't agree. And now that other person is really upset about it. And they could be completely gaslighting you out of it. Like, you weren't the one that was pregnant, so why the fuck do you care? You're not the one that had to go through things, so why the fuck do you care? Right? It could be something like that. And now something has broke. Like, that's what this whole reading is about. That's why they got me off the couch to do this. If we're gonna fucking do this, we're gonna do it right. So something has broke here, obviously, with this person as well. Maybe they're finally going to show that they've been stalking you or something. Maybe you're going to find out that they're in your phone or something, or they're going to come back around because maybe before they thought that you were just using them as something, but it turns out you really weren't using them. And just because you didn't want to have a kid with them right away doesn't mean that you didn't want to start something with them or try to do something with them. It just maybe wasn't right at that particular time, but it doesn't mean that it couldn't have happened at another time. But again, like maybe somebody proposed to you and you said no, and then they were like, okay, well, I guess I'm moving out. And you're like, well, what? Just because I don't want to get married? Just because I don't want to get married doesn't mean I don't like you, right? Now I'm getting strangers, like he pops the question to her while they're at the wedding, and she says no. And then by the end of the movie, once they're getting killed and chopped up, she's got the engagement ring on because she has said yes. Of course, you say yes to right before you get murdered, right? Lucky guy. Lucky lad you got there. That's a good movie. I haven't watched that movie in so long. Healthy Choices with Heartbroken. So what's in the middle there? The Chaser. So you know what? The Chaser was in reverse because I kind of feel like both of you guys chose not to chase one another. You just let each other go. You just made healthier decisions for yourself. I think you're both pretty heartbroken about this, though. Like, even feeling like maybe the thing is that somebody felt like they were being used. Like, this person had the key to their heart and they abused it, but really they didn't. Like, I never asked for the key to your heart. Why the fuck did you give it to me? And now you're going to accuse me of stomping all over it when I didn't ask you for it, right? It's almost like some people are willing to give up too much just to get something. And when really they should have fucking put up some boundaries and said, like, listen, if you can't at least meet me halfway, then we can't do this at all. So, and maybe somebody was a little bit immature about it and they really didn't know how to put both feet in, right? How to fully commit and not be still chasing one another. Like, maybe you got married and your marriage went to shit right away because now you were attached to each other. You were bonded to one another. So somebody couldn't play games anymore and they didn't know how to be married to you, or they didn't know how to be settled down because it's never happened to them before. So maybe suddenly reality kicked in and they were like, okay, well, now I've got to act like some burdened housewife, or now I've got to act like some fucking husband that wants to come home right after work and not go and see his buddies for a bit or something. Like, it's like society changed. Like it's almost like a ring or a commitment changed something on somebody, and it made you both really angry. Like, because some people, they're just not willing to bend, and like obviously you guys just weren't willing to bend for one another. But it's good because then you didn't end up just going around chasing one another, because that's more tackier. Like somebody says, okay, we break up, and then somebody starts chasing you, and then you break up again, the other person starts chasing you. It's like, that's so high school. Like, that's exhausting to do, right? Kisses, I like you, girl talk, healing heart with clock. So it's almost like the universe is like, it's about time that you guys healed this relationship. So the beef's been squashed, right? Like, maybe suddenly you realize you acted like an idiot. They're going to realize they acted like an idiot. And it's going to be, ha, 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 we're so funny. Why did we do this? And then you get back together, right? It could be something like that. Like, I mean, it even could just be a simple friendship where something just went wrong, like somebody felt like they were being used and they decided to make healthier choices because of that, right? And then the other person's like, well, I don't want to not be friends with you, right? So if you're going to make healthy choices like quit smoking, I'm not going to continue to smoke, because then who's going to have smokes with me? It could be something like that, like it takes a whole army to help run a crew, like if one person does something and everybody else has all these unhealthy habits, well, everybody's got to stop doing it. Or that one person's going to be left that still does it because they're OG and that's what they want to do. They still want to smoke fucking dirty, non-filtered butts, or they still want to fucking drink straight out of the 40. I mean, sometimes you can't take the trailer out of the trash. You know what I mean? You take the trash out of the trailer sometimes, but you can't clean it up that good. So people try to fake where they come from. They try to fake things. They try to fake emotions. They try to fake how they feel. That shit's getting shattered. I mean, who wants to be stone cold? Even Batman, he ends up with Catwoman. Every guy's got to be loved. Every woman's got to be loved. But as long as you do your badass thing during the day, you save your lives, you do your kick-ass things that you want to do, and you meet up at the end of the day, Right? Seems like a pretty good fucking life to me, but you got to have a purpose. You got to know what you want to do, and you got to have a shit ton of passion. And, you know, there was only one guy I can say that I actually dated where I had insane fucking chemistry with. He was a drug addict. Look where it's below it. Cupid Zero. You know, drug addicts, man, their hearts are fucking open as fuck. Like, this guy was insane, okay? He obviously worked for a lawn company. He didn't have a real job. Like, I mean, that's a real job. He was up every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, snorting crank, and, you know, probably drinking by, I don't know, like 12 p.m. at least, already probably almost crushed an 8-ball. And then he would come home, and we kind of somewhat lived together. And we had the most insane sex ever. Like, he was amazing. Oh my God. Like, the passion that came out of him. Like, you know, when some people you feel really detached from and you sleep with, and you're just like, okay, well, I might as well be sleeping with anybody at this point, just fucking finish and get out, right? Other people are like, you don't ever want it to end. Like, because you can feel what's pumping through them is pumping through you, right? It's like that feeling that you never want it to stop. It's kind of something like that, where it's like your passion takes over, right? And then there's the phoenix. It's like rising from something that stabbed you in the back. Like, this might not even be somebody that you've already been with. Like, maybe you just got stabbed in the back in general by somebody who you were kind of addicted to, or you had addictive personality or personality traits towards, and the bad parts of you came out. Right now, it's like that's maybe the bad parts of you now have been shattered. I mean, the devil showed his face today multiple times, and I think it's to show that he's there, but he can't do anything. Right? Like, if you control yourself and the people around you are controlling yourself, then he can't get anywhere near you. Right? And that pisses him off even more. So maybe this was something about keeping people apart in order to get them making healthier decisions for themselves. So then they just didn't give the key to their heart away to everybody, because they're addicted to love, addicted to being in love, addicted to wanting love, addicted to that feeling, but never really actually having it. Right? Because it's more than just a feeling. It's like energy. Oh, I just got all lightheaded, because that's what it is. It's like lightheaded shit. I mean, it's crazy when passion comes through you, because it's not just sexual passion. It's passion that comes through you with what you choose to do with yourself every day, the gifts that you have, the art that you create, right? When you feel it, that art is different than the art that you pump out mainstream just to make money, right? So, and we got love call on the bottom of the deck. So, calling all, I just got lovers in a dangerous time. Because you could have been lovers in a dangerous time. And it might not have been here, might not have been in this century, it might not have been in these bodies, but you might have been lovers in a dangerous time, right? Or your lives have been dangerous and you couldn't be together, right? Shit like that happens. You've got other things you got to deal with. People have kids, they've got lives, they've got jobs, they've got family members, you know, they've got people they got to take care of, and they can't just put their passion and their drive on the front of everything, you know, like they've still got to do their job. They still got to fucking figure out their life. They've still got shit to do. You know, bills got to get paid, whether mom and dad get laid, you know what I mean? Like, kind of seems to be, and somebody got stabbed in the back, which I don't know how they got stabbed in the back. I don't know if you did something behind somebody's back and now they're coming around, you know, 10, 15 years, 20 years later going like, all right, can we talk about this? Because now I'm ready. Because before they weren't ready to really talk about it. But something, like I said, something has shattered. And maybe it was this veil that's been put on top of the truth when it comes to people that you truly want to be with, and big things happened, right? And you haven't been able to fix those problems because you just separated and walked away, and then life took over, and you're not waiting to reconcile with this person. It's just kind of one of those things that might just happen, right? You might just see each other on Facebook, or you might see each other somewhere, you might see each other walking around, and it's like, hey, can we finally talk about this, because I'm really worried about it, or I want to get through it and I don't want to think about it anymore. And then one thing leads to another, and then you end up chilling and hanging back out together because like somebody's like child could have died. I just heard, when that shit happens, man, it rips people apart. Like the death of a child is detrimental to a relationship. Like it can kill the entire relationship, and you don't even know what the fuck happened. The daughter already died, or the son already died, and now your relationship is dying. Like what the fuck else is gonna die now, right? But sometimes, when death comes in, it takes over. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. All you can do is turn that pain into passion. And then that's how your passion ignites coming back on the road and getting back towards the person that you were already in almost like sync with, right? But maybe couldn't pass the threshold because you had to eliminate all of your obstacles in the past, so then the future could be filled with open roads. Because you wouldn't believe how many blockages are out there, how many people get blocked on a daily basis. I mean, if you see how much people get blocked in physical 3D with like just traffic jams and construction and car accidents and backed up lines, and all of a sudden some granny can't counter fucking her change properly, like things back up fast, right? And if something happened and you couldn't get around that obstacle fast enough, then everything backs up. And then you're like, okay, well, it's not just this one problem. Now it's this problem and that problem. So how am I supposed to fix the first problem if I can't fix these next two problems, which are going to lead to this next problem? And it's like, you got to get on it before everything breaks down. I think everything just broke down, and then now what? Right? So, huge message. Hello from Michigan. Is that Tina? Hey, Tina, how's it going? Hope all is well. I think we finally fully got the fucking message out. After all of this time, like I've got this kind of weird pressure in my head right now, but it's this pressure from my back. I think it's the pressure from the storm, and it's just so much goddamn pressure going on right now that I'm just trying to get it out of my head, but it doesn't mean it's fucking working. Ah, holy shit. You never shine if you don't glow. Oh, someone's glowing. Someone's glow is glowing. Good for you. Outshine those raunchy, gross people that just want to spread their hate. But because of them, we get these other energy shifts that bring in fantastic prizes. So I don't exactly know what karma is saying for you, but I do think some unexpected changes are going to happen. Okay? So be aware of that, especially if you've been trying to make some changes. Know that it might actually happen. Okay? And what's so great about it is I have been hearing for the last couple weeks is try and stop trying to figure it out. Like I've been trying to figure out so many things, and my guides, any type of message that I'm getting is just leave it alone. Don't try to diagnose it if it's not coming to you. Like, I try to find answers and then I force myself to try to find answers, and then it doesn't work, because when the message is supposed to come in, I will get the announcement to come and do it, which is why I came and did it. And like, I was kind of ignoring it for a while, and then my pain in my back just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And when I get into pain, I usually will get up and walk around. I don't take pain medication, right? I deal with my scoliosis. I deal with my fibromyalgia. I deal with my shit. I take pain meds when I have to, but it consists of Advil and ibuprofen. I do not take anything above that. Or I take, what is it? Like, yeah, Tylenol, which is that other one, acetaminophen and Advil. That's all I do. That's all I take for pain. So like, I will just get up and walk around, or I'll clean. Sometimes it's just my fibromyalgia. It's just like my nerves are just getting, pent up energy in your body, and I just get moving around. But like, it always constantly tells me when I have to move around. And if I have to come and do a reading, trust me, I come and do a fucking reading. Like, I'm actually, at this point in time, I don't think I've ever been as dedicated to this channel as what has been coming out the last couple of weeks. And I think it's because there's a shift coming and people need to know about this information. It's just like, some people don't want to know all of it, and some people are really scared to find out about it, and some people are on way different missions and they don't know the information that they need to know at this time. And people like me can just verbal diarrhea that right out of our mouths, and it's like no sweat off our backs doing it. So like, I don't know what could possibly have shattered that would have made me get up and do this. But if it's what I think it is, then this has been something that has been affecting your life for over 10 years. It's a big shift. It's not just, and then you realize it's coming almost at the end of March. It's like at the very last part of this energy where it can get away with bringing a cold front in and not being that noticeable, right? Like, it put warning signals off around everywhere, and it came in like a fucking like hail of bullets, okay? And it was to shift things, because people, like I said, people just weren't moving. They just weren't giving their positions up. They just weren't going to tell the truth. They just weren't going to budge. Right. And then the ones who have been on the outskirts of something that have been trying to get in, right now, I think are moving into those positions, and those other people are moving out of them because they can't stand to be in them anymore, because now it's getting physical. People are getting physical. And I think that's why you backed away from whatever situation, whatever person you did, right? Thus not cause such a fucking tsunami that you'll never fix it again, right? Like, people have to walk away from you. They have to ghost you. They have to leave you, because if they don't, they'll say things, and that that's worse when you say something that you can never take back, as opposed to just going quiet, never saying it. Right? By never saying it, you might save your relationship, because all it takes is that one fucking second of losing your control to say something just to piss somebody off. Right? It's like, and I know that there are people out there that are way more powerful than their spouses, and they fucking use that power, and they say shit and they do shit just to reign over them, that control. I don't really like to do that. I've never really been that kind of person. I've really only had people kind of dominate me. And even now, I can't stand that. I can't stand being dominated. There's no fucking reason for it. Why does somebody have to take charge of you or a situation? When, if there's a bunch of people around, why doesn't everybody just take a little fucking piece of the action? Why does somebody have to sit at the head of the table? Why does somebody have to act like they're fucking the king of everything? Just because you fucking pay the bill. Like, I hate that shit. I hate when people try to make themselves seem like they're bigger than something because they can fit a fucking bill. They got the money for it. Who gives a shit? People have made money sucking cock. Does that make them fucking head of the table? Like, just like, I don't know, man. I don't know, like, where that just came from, but like, I don't know. Like, sometimes it's just like, humble is, the way to be. Okay. I don't know. It's like I don't know if somebody's like trying to realize what respect is, or how to be humble, or how to humble themselves, or something like that. And it's like, well, I mean, first of all, do not try to humble yourselves with money, or by getting the table, or by acting like you're bigger and better than somebody, right? Like, it's kind of sad, like, what I really enjoy is the people that have absolutely no ability to hold power, right? They just want to work. They just want to help. And power doesn't get to their head. Power gets to people's heads. And it's really hard to ignore. And it's really hard to not have that like little bit of extra power and not let it get to your head, right? Like, I know somebody, and you wouldn't know he's a boss because he doesn't act like it. He doesn't want to have control. He lets us make all the decisions. He doesn't reign over us. He doesn't watch us on the camera. He doesn't act like a boss, even though he's like the only one. It doesn't faze him. And I've noticed that with people in power, either it really makes their dick a lot bigger, or they're just happy and humble in a position where they can give to people. And he is so happy that he can give to us, that's all he wants to do. That's it. That's his like, okay, I can give to you. I'm in a position I can give. That's it. I'm not going to try to hold any of this over you. And he doesn't. You wouldn't even know. I had to be introduced to the boss because I didn't even fucking know who he was. I thought he was a fucking part-timer because he was portioning shit in the back. Portioning like roast beef or something. I'm like, that's the owner? Yeah. What? Like, the owners I know don't even fucking step into places. What the fuck? This guy's portioning off like roast beef? What the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Right? Like, some people blow my mind when I've worked in their restaurants or worked in their establishments for them, and how much they work on the line and how much they bust their ass. Like, they do not care that they're a boss. It's not about being the boss. Like, somebody has to buy the establishment, but it doesn't mean that they gotta whip it out and show everybody and start peeing on the posts. Hey, by the way, just so you know, I own this place. Hey, by the way, I've got the bill, so I've got the head of the table. I'm just gonna piss all over everybody now. It's like, some people, they have to, if they've done something, they need the praise for it. They need to, like, even though everybody knows you're the richest place, you're the richest fucking person in the entire building, we know you got the fucking bill, you can sit down. It's like your 300th time you've done this. But they still need that like little bit of gratification to be like, yeah, we got you. Sure. Pat on the back. Thanks for doing it. We like, thanks for having our back. Like, it's like some people, they just need that gratitude when they do things, but other people do things because they just want to do it. Like the Great Gatsby. He just wants to host all these parties. He doesn't even want anybody to know who the fuck he is. That's a fucking gem right there. I feel like he would remind me of Kid Rock. Why do I feel like Kid Rock would have parties and be like, I'm just going to be in the basement smoking weed. Like, you guys have a good time. I already shot my shotgun off 100 times and ripped up the front lawn. I'm going to go downstairs. I feel like I would be friends with Kid Rock. I feel like he's good shit. Any like interview I watch with him, that guy has like serious success. And I believe it. Somebody said his concert was the best concert they ever saw in his life. I don't know why I'm talking about Kid Rock all of a sudden. I feel like he'd be good shit. I feel like he's not. Maybe he's not like that. Maybe he's not. Maybe he does a lot of things and he doesn't ever want credit for it. Like, I watched this chick, okay, just go to a homeless shelter so that she could take pictures, so-called giving out food on Christmas Eve. It was strictly for the fucking pictures on Instagram. Like, people that are doing things because they want to be recorded. Constantly selling themselves. And then there's the people that just want no credit at all. I really like the people that don't want credit. I'm learning actually to not take credit for things because I feel like taking credit for things is overrated. And you know where I heard that and it made sense? The Shield. Claudette said it. She lets she lets her partner take the credit for something. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. And she's like, it's okay. Credit is overrated. Because it sometimes can be. Like, to have your name all over everything and be like, I am the face of, that's just exhausting. I can only imagine how models feel, how people feel, just constantly just being bombarded with shit. Like, that's got to be exhausting. And then to want all the credit for things, like, oh my God, how much energy do you have? Right? Maybe some people just got to pull their modesty out. Maybe you're going to be doing shit for people, okay? This is the best thing to do. You know, if you want to use your sorcery and your witchcraft and you want to like break like spells on people, if you think like something's not going right with somebody or something like that, you can start like doing things. Okay? Bear with me here. What I'm talking about is good things. Okay, you can actually physically start using your witchcraft to send out to your friends to better their life, because we know a lot of these gifts that we're given they're not for us, right? It's a barter system. We give out and then people help us get, right? So if you want to like work on your things and like work on, okay, well, I'm pretty sure I'm like a Santa Claus and I give people presents. So I'm going to see if, you know, like so and so needs a new, right? Try and do something that's like manifestable in that person's life. Right? Like, you know that they can afford. So it's like, I'd like to get them a new piece of equipment. And you manifest that into their life for them because you know that they're already looking for that tool or something, right? Like, you have to be very careful with what you choose to do and how you choose to help and like what the message is for somebody, like how I do these tarot readings, right? Like, that's how I choose to give back to people. Right? I then get my gifts returned from you people when you send your energy out back to me. It's kind of like all a huge, really give and take, right? But if people don't know the barter system, then they will get kicked out of the club really easily if they think it's all about them. Oh, it's all about me. The show's about me. Why can't you say hello to me? Why can't you give me all the attention? Well, because it's not about you. It's about everybody. Right? So this whole thing that's shattering is it's going to change everybody's life that is on that frequency level where they're already helping other people. Right? Now the help gets to come into you. And maybe that's why the world is like, yo, stay humble. Stay humble. Don't let popularity get to your head, or people get to your head, or money get to your head, because you're still you, right? Things around you may change, but you are always going to stay you. So you have to make sure that you obviously stay grounded, because whatever this is that has shattered, the ramifications that come around now, good and bad, is a lot. I don't really know how it's going to work out. It could be so much energy, it just shuts the power down for days. I really don't know. Like, I mean, I tried to understand energy and then it just like knocks me off my feet as fast as it comes in. I'm like, it's gone already and I have no idea what happened. I've got to get the download like 20 minutes later, right? So I knew that something happened and something shifted, and it's good that I decided to do it because I don't want to carry this energy into tomorrow, right? I don't like doing that. I don't like extending things, right? And bringing yesterday's news into today's weather, right? It's just if I can do it, I can do it. And for some reason, I've just been given this like ample amount of time at this really weird stage that we're in to do these readings. And I know for a fact that if I was working right now, like if I was physically at work, I would be pissed that I'm not home doing a reading. I really would be, because it's something like when it gets me. Like I know when energy comes in and I'm already like trying to speed to get home to turn it on so I can get the energy out. Like my body knows when that download always comes in. So it's like whatever has shattered is like, it is so big that it's physically pushing things out of the way. Like I see it like a transport truck that's just mowing into a bunch of stuck traffic, right? Like it just doesn't care. It's an unstoppable force. It's not, you can't stop it now. And maybe that's what Shattered is, like somebody's spell or somebody's bullshit of like a hex or a dome or something that went over you and just stopped your path. Right? Can you actually believe that I had this vision of my aunt the other day, whom I lived with in California a few years ago? I had this vision of her, and she was trying to treat me like a child. And I was getting to the point where I didn't even want to talk to her anymore because, like, I was in this body. I was not a child. I was in my body, and I actually had to show her papers, okay, that proved I had had sex. So I'm not going to tell you what papers, but you can only imagine very few papers can prove that a woman has had sex. Okay, so I had to go to this place and get my record out and show my aunt that I had had sex, and whatever she was trying to tell me in this dream, like it's like she was trying to like sexually coach me or something and say like, because I think the reason why this has been able to happen to me is because I've never been married and I'm almost 40. And when people, because when you would get married, they would say technically on your wedding night, you consummate. Even if you've had sex before, okay, on your wedding night, that's the go ahead for like every religion to have sex, basically, okay? So you can imagine if you've never been married, there could be these people around you, these energies around you that are treating you still like a child. And my sister is kind of victim to this as well. And I think it broke. I'm not quite sure what is happening to it, but she seems to, there was this like dyke curse going on. Everybody called her a dyke. And she was a lesbian, and her ex-husband changed her back to straight. So she had this like hex on her for years. So she's had for quite a few years, these women in our family come to her in her dreams naked, showing their bodies and saying, this is what women do with bodies like this. And she's never really known why that has happened to her, because like whatever is happening in your dreams, it's like something in 3D is like, mirroring something, right? Especially if it happens over and over and over again. It's almost like buy like a dream book or something, if something's happening, and try to get into your dreams and try to understand what the universe is telling you about something, so then you can fix the problem so that it no longer haunts you or follows you around anymore, right? Because like, if I'm about to pass over, okay, or if I'm about to die, I do not want the universe thinking I'm a child. What the fuck? Like, I've been working. I own vehicles. I don't see a baby driving to work. Like, I don't see an 8-year-old doing his taxes. Like, how the fuck can I be a child? I don't want to die as a child. What if I get sent somewhere I'm not supposed to because my aunt is walking around in some fucking dimension calling me a 6-year-old or 7-year-old and saying I have to learn from all these women? And it makes sense. For the last 10 years, I've had this like unbelievable block on me, probably like almost 11 years now. And halfway through it is when I went to go live with her. And it was to prove, like, the whole reason why my sister and I were there were obviously subconsciously to prove we were women, that we were not these little girls. And like, yeah, okay, we were in California, and yeah, okay, we might have, technically like ran for our lives a little bit because we didn't really know what the fuck was happening. But did that make us children? Like, we drove from Ontario to California. Can a child do that? Right? And we watched, oh my God, this is how fucked up my aunt. Everybody kind of called her crazy, but I don't like that word. But okay, so we're watching The Shape of Water. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's about the mermaid man and the woman. So in the beginning, right, she's in the tub and she's getting ready for work and she's masturbating, right? My aunt had the audacity to actually point that part out and look at my sister and I and go, girl, she's masturbating right now. We just spent $1,000 downtown San Francisco at the Hyatt and fucking smoked weed till 7 a.m. Did you just tell me that that lady was masturbating on the movie and you actually really fucking thought that I didn't know that? Like, like sometimes that shit would happen to me or her, and you don't really know what to say because you're like, did you just say that? Like, do you think I'm a virgin? Like, do you think, like I'm like 12 years old? Like, I don't understand. I've had my period since I was 14. Like, you do the math on how many times that's happened. Like, do you think I'm a child? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand what happens with people to put these things in their mind to control you other places. Like, 'cause it's fucked. I mean, the mental blockages that my family alone has done to me. Like, I was like off in La La Land for years. I had no idea what was going on. I was like an alcoholic. I was like fucking sleeping around with everybody. I had no idea what was going on and then all my family did was mock me. Make fun of me, say I was, oh my God, my father made fun of me, told me that I never actually graduated from high school and that I'm crazy and that no one's ever going to want to settle down with me and that I'm just always going to be off living the single world with my dogs and I'm not going to have kids, I'm going to have puppies. And I mean, like the things that they would say to me, and I'd just be sitting there like, haha, okay, like, thanks for like making fun of me. Like, okay, I know, like I'm 18, I'm still single, like, oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah, okay, I got a little bit of my baby fat still. Okay, yeah, let's make fun of that. Like, okay, what else can we make fun of now? Like, I was the last child, so like my sister was gone, my brother was gone, and I was just left with them. And then my sister and my brother would come back and like have dinner with their like spouses and their boyfriends, and like I would still just be there, and they'd just be treating me like I was the retard that nobody wanted to hang out with, and nobody you know, kind of wanted to be around. And like what I didn't understand was what was going on in my head for so long, because like people loved me. Like I had the best of friends. Like I drank with everybody. Everybody would always be calling me like, where are you? Fucking 3 a.m. calls. Like, where's Mooner? Fucking get Whitney down here. Like, where the fuck is she doing? Like people loved me, but I was uncontrollable. I had no idea what was going on because I was like a puppet to all these people, right? I was the single one that was always like funny and loud and, you know, making jokes and laughing because I was the loneliest, saddest person. Like, isn't that the saying? Like, oh, you know, you're funny. Yeah, because you're like fucking tortured hard and like you make jokes and you laugh and you make people smile because you're actually miserable and you're the saddest one in the room, but nobody would know it because you always have a smile on your face, because if one person just smiles back at you, it makes your whole fucking day. Like, not everybody really knows how to live that life or have been in and a part of that life. Right? So, I don't know. I don't know how the fuck I just went on some goddamn rampage for like another 10 minutes about, I don't even know what I was just talking about. But anyways, whoa channel. I just blacked out. I'm just like back all of a sudden. I don't know what I was just saying. Thanks for the hearts. What was I just talking about? Oh my God, that happens a lot. Being alone? Okay, yeah, we were talking about how my aunt was saying that I was a child in a dream the other day. Like, I had to just warp through all these fucking portals and shit to prove I was a woman. Like, what the fuck? Like, how could that be possible? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been a woman for a long time. Like, I'm not Britney Spears. Not a girl, but not yet a woman. I've been a woman and I'm almost menopausing, for fuck's sakes. Like, I should think it's gotta change eventually. Okay, so maybe that's a part of the whole shatter, man. Maybe you got something to do with that, because that was a full-blown channel. I don't even know how those things start and finish, but that was a major channel. So this reading has turned out to be quite a doozer. I did not know this was going to happen, which I usually don't know what's going to happen during the lives. And I did not want to pull my crystal ball. I knew that there was going to be a little too much heat going on right now. Little too much heat going on. I don't need to fucking bring the Eye of Sauron onto the fucking table and start opening up him like, oh my good God. It's too powerful, people. I have to have full strength to do it. And right now my tarot cards were fine because they're totally pieced out, but the ball is hanging out. Oh, it got charged in the sun today. So watch for that reading tomorrow because that crystal ball is fully charged now with the sun. Because the sun was like freaking out all day today. So it melted the 5 feet of snow we got. So we have no snow now, which is I find hilarious. That's spring. Actually, are we even at spring yet? I don't even think we've hit the spring equinox, have we? Oh, yeah, I think we have. Yeah, I think we have, right? Yeah, I think we have. Anyways. All right. I'm going to get going. Possibly catch the end of Mrs. Doubtfire. Thanks so much for hanging out. You're welcome. I do read the comments, but not while I'm channeling. You have to start the reading from the beginning there, XK. Oh, thank you. Amy. Hello from South Carolina, if you're still here. Yeah, but you know what? I always say I'm going to do that $25 mini reads or whatever, and then nobody does it. So like it's all mini readings are always available. Super chat's always available. Anytime I go live. You just have to ask. I'll always do readings, but I'll never do them for free. I mean, I'm already doing a goddamn reading for free. How much more am I supposed to do for free? Yeah, March 19th? Okay. So it was literally, okay, so it's 2 days after St. Patrick's Day then? Is it always the 19th? Yeah, it doesn't change. Okay, that's good to know. I always know, like, around the time. It always seems around the 20th, the signs change. But I thought Pisces was, like, the 17th or something. It changes because February is such a short month. So that throws me off. But anyways, peace out. Watch for me tomorrow. I think there's going to be quite a bit of energy coming through tomorrow. Don't be surprised if it hits you like 1,000 bricks when you wake up in the morning. And sleep might be on point tonight. So look forward to that. And yeah, hope you guys like the readings. Hope everything was good. Thanks for keeping it real, homies. Heather, Renee, Irene. Who else is in there? I think Pam's in there still. Yeah, thanks, my moderators, for keeping things tight. Hi, Chris. I have a feeling I probably missed you before. You might have said hi and I missed you. But I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you're enjoying the lives. The lives are incredible right now with this energy. So I really hope that people are resonating. And like I said, if it's not your chunk of readings, don't worry, because in like 2 days, the readings are going to change because the energy will change and we'll be dealing with a whole other box of goodies then. So until then, peace out. Have a good one. Take care, everybody. I love you. Have a great night. Thank you. This means so much that you guys are here. Honestly, it really means a lot. So thanks. Bye, everybody.